EV Comply, simplifying your charge point installations.
It's Friday the 23rd of September, another week, you know it, another podcast. Let's see what's been happening this week in the EV industry, courtesy of EV Comply. Firstly, over half of motorists are likely to choose an EV or hybrid for their next car. Now that's a significant proportion of UK motorists that have changed their driving habits to save money. Now this is according to Kia. It's reported that 37% say they are now using their car less for short urban journeys, and 37% have instead taken to walking or cycling where possible. Now, with fuel and electricity prices rising at a rate not seen in decades, 33% of drivers surveyed say they now pay more attention to where they can refuel or recharge their car more affordably. In addition, 28% say they now make more effort to plan journeys, e.g. the times and the routes, to try and save fuel. Now, when behind the wheel, 31% of motorists are saying that they are thinking more about their own driving style to increase efficiency and save money on fuel, accelerating less often and keeping to lower speeds. The survey found that a much higher proportion of younger drivers, which is 54% of those between the age of 18 to 24, have changed their driving style too, compared to just 26% of those aged between 55 and 64. I think everybody is mindful when driving at the moment because, of course, things are very, very expensive, but we're not surprised at all that EVs seem to be winning the day. Speaking of EVs, BP plans to invest up to around £60 million in a new EV battery testing centre and an analytical laboratory in the UK. They're planned to open by the end of 2024. The new facilities will be located at BP's existing global headquarters for its Castrol business in Pankburg, Berkshire, and will support the technology, engineering and science roles housed there today. The company says the site already undertakes research and development of fuels, lubricants and EV fluids. The new facilities will help advance the development of leading fluid technologies and engineering for hybrid and fully battery electric vehicles, aiming to bring the industry closer to achieving the key tipping points for mainstream EV adoption. BP says Castrol On Advanced EV Fluid manages temperatures within the battery, which enables ultra-fast charging and improves efficiency, which helps EVs to go further on a single charge and extend the life of the drivetrain system. Electric vehicle owners are going to bizarre lengths to charge their cars over in Australia. Bizarre scenes are continuing to emerge throughout Sydney. Now, a photo shared by 2GB on Tuesday morning showed the extreme lengths an electric vehicle owner had gone to at their Millers Point townhouse. Now, a long yellow extension cord was extending from their second-storey home across the balcony and into a tree. The cable is then wrapped around the tree's branches and nearby bushes before ending at a power board, so an extension lead as we'd call it, hanging loosely in the air. Now, from that extension lead was the black charger snaking its way down the tree trunk, through the gutter and into the car. Now, the man who took the photo said he was walking down the street to go into work and he couldn't believe his eyes. How is it legal? It's beyond me. Now, I've got to say, it obviously is crazy for this to be the case, but if you've got a car and it needs charging, I mean, we've all done a few things like that with the Christmas lights, have we not? Several extension leads dangling from very unsafe places, probably. But jokes aside, it is obviously a massive health and safety issue. I mean, if it rains, I don't even want to think about it. So hopefully they'll come up with a solution, and fast. I feel like this needs a drum roll or something dramatic. Now, the fourth time in the past 50 years, Ford has revealed the most out there of the lot. Now, they do this sporadically. Now, approximately it does 2,000 bhp and 1,328 lb of torque. And you guessed it, probably because this is an EV podcast, it's electric. Now, its official name is the Ford Pro Electric Supervan, and it's the van everyone's allegedly waiting for. Now, the battery feeds 4 electric motors 2 at the front and 2 at the back, both bundled up with a diff and a gearbox on each axle. Now, if you wanted to save some weight, you can also just unbolt a motor or two and carry on. It's like build your own car. Now, a single-speed gearbox on the front axle and a 2-speed gearbox at the rear. It is like the Porsche Taycan. It's lightning acceleration off the line, 0 to 62 miles per hour in under 2 seconds, but also a top speed north of 200 miles per hour. Not bad for a van. Fleet EV outlook is improving despite the narrowing running cost advantages, according to the BVRLA. Now, overall progress on the road to zero is rated as accelerating, which is a massive improvement on last year. The report recommends local authority EV infrastructure strategies that acknowledge fleet needs and the equalisation of VAT rates between home and public charging. As for supply, the report notes that zero-emission car model choice has surged this year, although ongoing global market supply chain pressures are holding back demand, with the widely reported problems meaning lead time of up to 18 months for some models. Now, commenting with the release of the report, BVRLA, a chief executive, Gary Keeney, said electric vehicles are in high demand. Fleets remain committed to bringing cleaner, greener vehicles to the UK roads and are delivering ambitious strategies to make it happen. Now, we know that the backlog is a huge time. I have a friend who honestly has been waiting on an electric vehicle for almost a year now. A little annoying when you think you've bought a new plate, but yeah, it's happening. But you know, great to hear that it is improving despite all of that. Pendragon is in talks to bring Chinese EVs to the UK. Now, Britain is the latest European target market for BYD in its push to build a presence outside of China. Supply problems with both old and new cars are contributing to challenging trading conditions in this period, according to CEO Bill Berman. Along with high levels of inflation, Berman said he expects the environment to remain challenging in the second half of the year. However, the company said it was excited to be in an advanced discussion with electric vehicle manufacturer BYD to be the UK launch partner. You may have noticed the new flat and flush EV charge points that they've begun testing. The flat and flush on-street EV charge points are now live for testing in the London boroughs of Brent and Camden. The project has been led by energy consultants Element Energy and will see EV drivers trialling 150 new on-street charge points. The charge points, designed by Trojan Energy, sit flat and flush with the pavement, so have no permanent raised structure. For the trial, 10 sets of 15 charge points are installed on 6 streets in Brent and 4 streets in Camden. Currently, 9 streets are live, with the final street in Camden due to be operational later this year. More than 150 EV drivers have signed up to use the technology already, with the trial scheduled to run for several months. If the trial is successful and passes council's consultation, the system will remain in use for years to come, says Trojan Energy, and we hope that that is the case because it's a great idea. In other partnership news, Nissan has partnered with Zap-Map to provide premium subscriptions for EV drivers. Partnerships and subscriptions are a key part of Zap-Map's growth strategy, said Nigel Pocklington, who is CEO of Good Energy and chair of Zap-Map. Aligning with Nissan, one of the UK's and the world's most popular EV manufacturers, is a fantastic step forward on this. We look forward to seeing what we can achieve together in driving the future of clean transport. In other news this week, Charge Ferry EV is bringing charge points to locations without access. Now, the London-based EV specialist Charge Ferry is offering the British public a unique system that's relatively simple to use, albeit moving parts are comparatively complex. Now, all you do is you set up an account with the firm by downloading a standalone app and connect this with your vehicle manufacturing account. Now, this allows Charge Ferry to monitor both mileage and battery charge in real time. In turn, it's helping you and the network predict when and where you're likely to need a recharge. In due course, a team will be dispatched to your location to conduct an overnight charge when it's necessary. It's a very cool idea. Now, packages start at just £5.99 per week for around 30 miles, and you can find out more about this online. And finally, although a little bit of a strange one, it is somehow EV related. Now, over in Ireland, one of history's most daring medical surgeries has been performed successfully, may I add, this week, and that was to remove over 50 batteries from someone's stomach. So that is it. You are now fully in the EV know for this week. Remember, take the information, pass it on, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our podcast. You have a fantastic weekend from everybody here at EV Comply. And remember, if one wins, we all win.